working on a paper and like writing, doing some math, games of inquiry, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. If it would be on the computer, and I just need to like press buttons around, that would be interesting because sometimes people make these things that they look like games, they actually are like teaching you things. In this small screen, there's like information about the whole world. That's the thing. And it's not just like a piece of mail.
So in 21st century libraries, the whole concept of a library has of course changed. It's no longer, it went through a phase where it was a media center, but it's gone back to being a library and having the feel of a library. So print media is still really important for us, but the digital side, digital media is of course really important. It's something, there's no turning back with digital media. Of course, computers and the network and the system, the cloud, it's all very important for that. Whether I'm sharing documents I might go out and source out a number of articles or web pages or something like this that I'll then share with students via the cloud. Students today have a search box, and whether it's Bing or Google or whatever, they just see a search box, so they're keyword searching, and that makes a huge difference because oftentimes a student will start to search for something and they don't even know what they're looking for yet, if that makes sense.
PowerPoint în care am și dat examenul, Word, Excel, OneNote în special, pentru că OneNote este foarte interesant. Poți să scrii pe el și poți să și răspundă profesorul exact pe aceeași pagină. Ceva genul, este ca un chat, doar că într-un document.
The Microsoft Certified Educator Program I'm currently involved with that because I think right now in our credentials it's very important to have a formal recognition that we have the skills. OneNote is one of those jewels that Microsoft has created that once teachers understand the power, they don't want to go back to anything else.
I use Microsoft PowerPoint for my presentations. The students that I teach embrace the technology, they use PowerPoints, they use, it's the way to go these days.
In the science class, Excel helped me with making tables and graphs. We are required usually to do graphs in our essays and investigations in order to better understand the data that we are being explained, and it helps with seeing patterns and stuff like that.
I used to use OneNote mainly in 6th and 7th grade for science, and we would have all the notes that we'd need fit right into it with OneNote, and we'd all be in sync together, and the teacher would always know about like where her students are and how far we've advanced within the notes, so she'd know kind of how to plan the lesson. So I thought that was incredibly helpful at knowing where we are.
I do personally believe that we're actually riding a wave of change. There is so much happening in this area of learning and education, and largely through the realms of technology. And my take on this is that I believe that technology is an enabler, it's a catalyst, and it has the potential, promise, and the power to change how we learn and how we do our business, which is basically teaching and learning. My vision for technology in an institution like this, or for that matter any institution, is basically premised in 3 E words, and it's essentially to educate. We have a responsibility to educate our learners, a responsibility to engage them in the process of learning, and finally to empower them so that they become independent, self-directed, self-motivated learners. We've embraced the 365 platform, which then allowed us to provide the productivity tools for our students. So all of our students have available, as part of our program, the entire Office suite, which has made it tremendously easier for us in terms of our delivery and our support of our students learning in school and out of school. So I think Office is definitely providing us with that platform. to allow students to really engage and capitalize on their intelligence and express their intelligence in so many different ways.
But I see actually education polarizing now in two directions. The very traditional skills of handwriting, note-taking, sketching, using a pencil, with very high-tech integration of new technologies into how we teach, how the kids communicate, how they can express themselves, and importantly, how they can be innovative and creative using the latest technology. So a partnership of our school with someone like Microsoft is key to allow us to engage with a company that does produce wonderful products, and then we can integrate those into the classrooms with our teachers. Teacher training, the software that we get from Microsoft, plus how we actually teach within the classroom, creates an environment which we think will probably try and match what actually happens when our students leave this school.